I'm James. My passion is film photography. I started about 2 years ago. I just kind of came across like an old camera in my attic one day, and I was like, that looks pretty interesting. I'm gonna try it out. And I had never done like photography before that. I just wanted to get into film because I've always been kind of into like older things, like I like older music, like history, stuff like that. So I was like, I'll give it a whirl, and started doing it every day. I used to develop a roll every weekend, but kind of been slowing down since school is, going on. I'm doing this presentation to try and like, just show you guys a little bit of what it's about, what it's like, maybe something you guys could get into. It's very easy, it's really fun, and just overall just getting to understand like why I like it. And the reason I do like it, I'm passionate about film photography, is because when you take a picture on your phone or something like that, it's just on your phone, you see it there, you can send it to tons of people, and it's almost like it's just not like, it's not really there. You can't touch it, you can't, like, it's not as like meaningful if you send it to someone, because like, they get pictures every day. I know everyone sends Snapchats, right? So like, if you actually like take the time to develop your pictures and print them out, giving someone like a physical copy of a picture is just so much more meaningful in my opinion. And so like, that's one of the reasons why I really like it. It makes sense that like, that sounds really appealing, like it sounds pretty cool, like to be able to give your pictures out, but like a lot of people won't really want to put in the work. That's why I'm assuming most of you guys haven't like tried it out, or you can't get like a camera or that kind of thing. Like they don't make film, it takes hours to develop and lots of money and chemicals, so it's pretty reasonable why a lot of people don't typically do it. You click on more there, and here's my video ad. Hopefully it'll persuade you guys just a little bit. That's that one right there. If you want to go to more, or no, actually film versus digital there. So here's my essential question. I wanted to do it on something like that really showed the relevance, between technology and, why digital photography has become more popular, and like why film photography still holds like importance in today's time. And so I wrote it on like history of photography, what it's like to be taking shots without an LCD, which is the screen on cameras or your phone screen. And it was really fun to do because I got to learn a lot about digital photography as well, which I didn't really feel the need to spend too much time on learning. So it was cool because I learned that as well. Alright. Basically, I chose this because one of my favorite things about film photography is that you can't see the picture right away. So you can really focus like on the moment that you're in and what you're taking a picture of. And it just makes it that much more special when you see, the film change, you see the color, you see the little picture, and you put it on your scanner, and you see that picture, and you're like, wow, I totally remember that exact moment, even though at the time all you were holding was, a big blocky thing here. There's my camera, by the way. See, so when you take a picture, I'll just take one of the class. All right. So you hear the shutter. You don't get to see anything on it, and then you wind it. And that's all you see until you develop a roll. And so I very much enjoyed that because, you know, a lot of times people will take a picture, instantly look at it, and they instantly start being like, oh, I can do better, oh, I can critique this, oh, I can definitely, what? I mean, it's like I can definitely, you know, edit this, I don't look good enough, I don't want to show anyone, but with film, it's there. And so there's no like, oh, I don't look good in that, don't show anyone, oh, whatever, like, everyone's just, that's just how it is. And so I really like that. I will be showing you a demonstration, if I can get this open. I forgot to bring, usually what I do is I get my roll film, so this is a developed roll film. This isn't actually, that would ruin the film. That's where you guys laugh. Thanks. Alright, so if I can't get it open, it's no big deal. It's not crucial, but I can try my best. But essentially, you need chemicals. So you need developer, Blix A and B, and you need stabilizer. And so the hardest part about developing is you need it at an exact temperature. You can't, like, going even a half a degree over will mess up the pictures completely and change the saturation. And so you need like a very precise thermometer and hopefully, you know, a water source that can get, you know, keep a steady stream of the temperature you need. So you start off with, okay, I can't really get this, I'm sorry, but it looks cool, it's all brown. That's what a negative looks like. This is a developed negative. An undeveloped negative, like, really dark. You can't see it at all. But you should never see an undeveloped negative because if it's out in the light, it gets overexposed, doesn't capture the picture. So this is the reason why I don't need a dark room, which a lot of people, I'm assuming, when they think of film photography, they think of the really creepy room with the red lights and, you know, like murderers take pictures and like hang them up. I got like you guys see it. So this allows you to not have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a room. And so what you do is you put everything in here so the light doesn't get in. And you got little armholes and like it's double closed so there's no way light's getting in. And so this is all in the bag. This is everything that I'm doing right now would be all in this bag. You take your roll of film out and it's like in a spool. Grab one of these here, put it on, and you just twist it up. This is definitely the most annoying part in my opinion. You get all the film wound up here, put both rolls on so it distributes the chemicals evenly. Put it in, make sure the lid is on tight so it's air sealed, or light sealed, sorry. And then you take it out. Again, you make sure all your chemicals are at the right temperature. It's like, so, most of the time it's around 102 degrees, that kind of thing. Some of them a little warmer. But you start by filling up the tank with warm water around 102 degrees and you let it soak for a minute. After that, you dump it out. You put in your developer, which, if you order like a chemical set, like I'll be showing you in a little bit, it's called C41 Technicolor. It'll tell you which is which. And so you put your developer in for 3.5 minutes at 102 degrees, and you agitate it every 10 seconds. Or 30 seconds, sorry. And what agitation is when you dip, twist, come back. And then you have to wait for 30 seconds. You do that, you do 4 inversions, or agitation cycles. Then you dump that out, you put in the Blix, which absolutely looks like blood. It is so dark red. It's kind of weird. And put that in, smells terrible too. I mean, if you guys want to smell this tank, be my guest. And you put that in at around 103 degrees for 6.5 minutes, same agitation 4 every 30 seconds. And then you dump that out and you give it a little rinse for 3 minutes of just 103 or 4. I usually do 4. Makes it a little bit more warm colors of the pictures. And you just run water so it's just overflowing constantly. You take that, once you're done with that, then you put it in the stabilizer at room temp, which is it literally just looks like water, and the chemical comes in like a tiny little packet, so it's pretty funny. At least it was to me. You put that in for a minute, agitation for the first 15 seconds, so it's just really fast, like this. Take it out, and when you're done, after that, some people like to rinse. I usually don't rinse it because I just use the squeegee. You take it out, you unroll your film. It's like this giant long thing you did not even know could fit in this little thing here. Hang it up. I usually wet this, and then you just squeegee the rest of the chemicals off. I let it dry for around 3 to 4 hours, and then you start scanning, editing your photos, all that good stuff. Alright, so I have a video for you on Click More. And this video is just I know that I messed up for sure. So this video is a little easier to follow. This is one of the videos I used to learn what I was doing. You'll see it has like the exact same things that I have, so. These are some of the shots. My guy.
Photographing with film is a beautiful process, in large part, I think, because it's an entirely physical and mechanical event. You can hear and see each individual step, from loading the film into the camera, to the sound of the shutter, to the roll of developed negatives. But for the past year, we've been missing out on one of the most beautiful and interesting steps, developing your own film.
That's the exact chemical kit I have. Except mine comes in powder, so I actually have to heat up the water and everything beforehand, and then put in the chemicals, and like tons of gas flies out. I usually wear like a gas mask. And those bottles are UV ray proof, like light proof completely, so none of the chemicals will be ruined while you're storing them. See, right now he's because the chemicals don't come all mixed together, or else it would ruin the effectiveness of them, so he has to pre-mix them. That's what he's doing right now. See, I have no idea where to add into those. Because they don't really make a lot of this stuff anymore at all. But it's so easy to use like a bottle opener, just like so. And so, is that?
Any questions for our friend?
Yeah, you guys got any questions, I guess?
We had some questions earlier up front there.
Yeah.
What do you use to scan the photo strips?
I use an Epson 500 scanner, and so the reason that scanner is, you're able to use it compared to like a normal paper scanner is because they have the backlight, like the top light that shines down to reverse the negatives. And so like if you've ever seen like a dark room, what they have to do is they slide in the negative and it reverses the image on a unexposed paper, right? And so basically what the scanner is doing that, except it's on the scanning screen. So like, yeah, it just has that extra light. It's an extra feature. Sorry, I kind of went on a lot.
So any other questions you may have for him?
Is there like a person who inspires you, who like you like their photos and you're like trying to replicate their photos or something?
I really like Paul Nicken, I think that's his last name. He's a photographer for National Geographic. I've always thought it'd be really cool to like, you know, go see the world and just take pictures of animals, stuff like that. Alright. Thanks guys.
Good job, thanks.